with his clueless hopes, I don't know what else to call it, said, oh, okay, it'll just be one. I had already been in the hospital with hyperstimulated ovaries, which 2% of the population has as a complication. I should play the lottery, really. And so I already knew that I said to him, I know it's at least twins, and to myself I thought, and it's probably more. I'd already been preparing myself, but the nurses and the doctors, they were joking when we went in. Oh, should we get out the smelling salts? And they're joking. And I already kind of thought, like, okay, this is really odd that you're all joking. And as soon as the ultrasound started, I saw more than is countable in a glance circles. And I thought, well, certainly that's not babies because I can't even really count them all quickly. And
so maybe they were counting feet or something?
No, I actually literally thought, oh, this has to be something completely different because it's certainly not babies. And went probably into instant denial. And the doctor and the nurse grew silent very quickly. And they stopped talking to us, which you all know then that means it's really bad. And they were whispering amongst themselves. And that's when I started to catch on that they were lettering and numbering these circles that were not babies to me. And it was quite honestly the most defining moment of my entire life. My whole life flashed before my eyes, as it was before, as it would be, so I thought. And I looked over at John to hopefully gain some strength or have him say something encouraging, and he was biting his lip, and he had to bend down because he said he was going to pass out. I know, it all sounds funny now, but it was very, very, very scary. The doctor said at that point that we could talk about reduction, and that's when I pulled myself together and said, we will never talk about reduction. And very scary. We had told them every appointment we would never talk about reduction, and it's really scary when you have to put your money where your mouth is, and basically I knew that we would never even consider it. So as I was lacing up my shoes and going to meet him in his office, I remember this was the first experience I ever felt like I wanted to just run. I'm usually give me a wall, I'll climb over it, or give me something really impossible and I'll do my best. And I really just wanted to run, and then I realized that they would come with me. And I couldn't really run away from them. And I do distinctly remember thinking that, and now, of course, it's funny, but then I was dead serious. And life as we knew it at that moment was over. And I always say it's not like you can pick up the phone and call your friends who had sextuplets and say, hey, what did you do, when? I felt very alone. We felt very alone.
What were your conversations like driving home in the car and conversations at home shortly after discovering all of that?
There was no conversation in the car.